welcome to the Persona 3 Reload Digital Original Soundtrack. Why am I here? Because I've been playing this game so much over the past 3 weeks, because that's how long it's been since I posted my FNaF 1 video. I did want to try and get Night 6 out, like, soon after that, but then I did an hour's worth of attempts. I recorded an hour's worth of attempts and did not win, so that probably won't get uploaded. But once I finish this game, or I just decide to put it down and go out of my way to record an actual, like, winning run of Night 6 of FNaF 1, then that's when that video will get uploaded. But for now, I'm here to just gush about the freaking soundtrack for this amazing game, because it's all good, and you should play it. That's it. That's basically the video that this is gonna be. First of all, the voice talent that they got, Azumi Takahashi and of course Lotus Juice, are incredible. They do such a good job. Azumi Takahashi especially. She had such big shoes to fill with Yumi Kawamura, and she just blows it away. She's so good at what she does. This is gonna be a quick video to just kind of exist for a little bit. Probably put it in like a filler playlist or something like that. It's just every single piece that she contributes to just is uplifted because of it. I think that there are some songs that she even sings better than Yumi Kamamura, which is indeed a take. And I know that it is indeed a take, but I will stand by it, I promise you. And then there's also Lotus Juice, and he contributes more of just him doing really good, just really good work, just every time. Again, this game's just really good. There are 5 original tracks in this game, it says original soundtrack, but this is basically just a bunch of rearrangements from the original Persona 3 original soundtrack, plus 5 original tracks. 5 is very loose, but one of them is technically an original track to this game. But first we have the opening. I won't play too much of it, but you should go look it up, and it's incredible. But that track is the opening track. It only plays the first minute and 30 seconds of it, but in the opening. But the full track is just, it's so good. Everything just screams Persona 3, even though it's completely different from Burn My Dread. It's got Burn My Dread references. It literally says Burn My Dread in there, and of course it's Burn My Dread is an actual it's referring to throwing away your fear and living life to the fullest. And it's reinforced in this song, and it does such a good job at reinforcing the themes of living life to your fullest until the end. It's so good. We will skip down to Color Your Night. Again, not gonna play the full thing. I probably should, but I don't want to risk, I don't know, I doubt that I'll be taken down, considering I'm probably going to get a whole 2, maybe even 0 views on this video, but who cares? I just really like this game. This is a completely original track. It plays when you're exploring during the nighttime, so you're exploring the city during the night. It plays then. I have like a semi-little mini theory that this song plays because the protagonist is much more comfortable at night. He feels like he can be more himself, which is why this song is much more peppy and uplifting, as opposed to When the Moon's Reaching Out Stars, which is a very apathetic song. This is very uplifting, and these these two people in the song who are conversing. It's basically like a "Ain't No Mountain High Enough" kind of song. They are just praising each other left and right. So it's very much that kind of song. So again, I'm thinking, well, maybe the protagonist feels much more comfortable at night. Maybe it's just because the less amount of people or what have you, or just his own apathy just affecting his mental health and stuff like that. But it's just it's something interesting to consider when you have so many songs that are like, I want to be close, but it can't, or I want to be close, but I don't know how long it'll last. I want to be close to someone, but I'm worried about how long that could possibly, and how long that this could last, or like how if this is just superficial. Whereas this is very, very much, these two people are in it together for for all of it. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Okay, so this is the third one. Oh wait, no, no, go back. Go down, go down. The third one is actually the meaning of armbands, which is just a 1-minute Lotus Juice rap that occurs during a new animated cutscene showing off the Seas Crew's drip, and it is incredible. I haven't really studied it too much. Here. Little 5-second snippet there. Heavy on the guitar, and then LJ just kind of does his thing. It sounds great, and it shows off the new C's uniforms and stuff like that. It looks really nice. I can't really say anything to the meaning of the song, the meaning of armbands, but it probably has something to do with like their bonds and friendship and whatnot. But let's go down to the fourth original song, Everyone Loves 1989. Where does this play? Well, it takes over the song, I believe it's called, like, An Adventured Act. But it plays in the club. So it's... It's a club song. It doesn't mean it's not much. It's just different from the song that was in P3 for some reason. Which, hey, it's fine. I like it. It's a vibe. But this song. It's Going Down Now is the battle theme that plays when you get the advantage on an enemy, where you get the preemptive strike for Final Fantasy heads out there. I don't know. It's just when you get to go first. And it is such a banger. Azumi Takahashi's voice is lent so well to this song. And then LJ, of course, kills it with his rap section and his singing section. His singing voice is really good, which also appears in Color Your Night. But just it's everything is so good about that song, and it's kind of like if Mass Destruction got like twisted up just enough, and then of course there's actually a chorus in this song and not just ooh yeah da 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 da, which is classic, iconic, but this song's just good, man. Just if you go listen to any of these songs, you will know what I'm talking about. And I believe that is the last original track from the game. So I'm going to highlight some of my favorite reload tracks, the ones that have reload here, as well as... That is the Poem of Everyone's Souls. They localize it to Aria of the Soul. No. But for anyone who's played Persona since 2006, or, since Persona 3, obviously, like, regardless of when you picked it up, and you've been playing them in chronological order from there, you'll know that they use the exact same version of this track. They've been using the exact same version of this track since Persona 3. They have not changed it once, and it's still included on all the original soundtracks. But they redid it for this version. It's basically the same. The piano's a bit more pronounced. The orchestra's a little muted in this version, I think. But it's a good version. I like it, and it's still the version that I know, which I like. The Persona 3 version is probably the best version of the track. Like, I love Velvet Room from Persona 1, but like, it's got this sense of familiarity that just makes me calm and relax whenever I enter the Velvet Room. It's very nice. We will skip Wanna Be Close, but that is a good version of the track. Let's go to Not an Unavoidable Battle. This one. So this is the track that plays during the day whenever you're exploring the city and you're not in the school. That would be Want to Be Close, which is in the school. This song is, again, surprisingly apathetic. How I described Color Your Night, complete opposite. It's about a girl who has just gotten into a relationship, and while they are kind of fidgety and stuff like that about, like starting a relationship and whatnot, they have no clue how long it'll last. They have no clue how long it'll last, and it's kind of weird hearing them say, instead of just like, oh, I'm so giddy that I'm gonna be calling you or whatnot. She's kind of just like, yeah. It's just very interesting to me that they just decided, hey, instead of being, kind of an upbeat song, and while it does sound upbeat when you actually listen to the lyrics, it's not very upbeat, which is very interesting. So I love this song. This is one of my favorite songs from the original game. I love like how it feels like it's on like a cassette, and of course the sample lyrics are they lend themselves so well to the actual instrumentals of the tracks. But Lotus Juice decided to record actual lyrics for this song, and holy crap, they're really good. And they even referenced the original sample, but in a more like, this is not a, oh, I'm gonna, come on girl, let me rock your world. Like, it's very much about this guy who's like, trying to take this lady out. But in the Iwatani dorm Reload, it's more about a guy who's just like, yeah, no, let's just chill out. One of the lyrics says, let me rock the world tomorrow. It's a very much, it's a song about, chilling out, because you're at a dorm. This is where your bed is, obviously. So this is a time to chill, not think about too much, and just, don't worry about nothing until tomorrow comes. People hated this version when it first got revealed. I think it's great. Not only do they add a new second verse, replacing, and not necessarily replacing FES. If they do like a The Answer DLC, they might do Mass Destruction FES Reload, and it'd be cool to see a fourth verse kind of thrown in there, because this already has 3-ish verses. It has the first verse from the original, Fears Awakening, Your Beat Solid Face Reality, and then it has a completely new verse just for Reload, and then it kind of combines the chorus, which is it just, ooh yeah, da 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 da. They remove the da 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 and give LJ some time to rap, which is really good. It fits really nicely. It's not as good as the original, but darn it, is it a good version? It's a really good version. So don't clown on it. So this song plays in a couple areas of the game, but specifically during that first full moon mission when you're in the train cars. And when they remixed this song for the Reincarnation album, they just completely ditched the style that this was going for. And just made it a completely new song. And then whenever it got remixed again, except for like the one version in P3D, they used the Reincarnation version, which isn't bad. It's just not this song, which is still really good. It's an LJ rap, basically, and basically only an LJ rap, but it's still really, really good. And they have a whole new second verse for this version, and they kind of edit the first verse a little bit, and it is really, it kind of throws me off because I'm very used to feeling all pressured by the peers in the media, getting jiggy with confined. Plus, I'm telling you, but they decided to replace that with feeling all pressured by the peers in the media. Can't better stop treating me small or medium, and they refer to like sizes of soft drinks or clothes, I suppose. It's still fire. I like this track a lot, and I'm very glad that they decided to actually keep the original style, because I do honestly much prefer it to the much more peppy version. And even though the peppy version is a very good song, it's just not this song. Let's see here. I never felt like I never felt like It's amazing how much a singer can like just change a track just by singing it the way that they normally sing things. Because this track in the original is like it's the same thing. It's nonsense. Basically, they pull lyrics from When the Moon's Reaching Out Stars, and then just go da-da-da-da-da. But the way that Yumi Kawamura does it is much more peppy and what have you, while Azumi Takahashi kind of gives it a little bit of soul, I guess. I'm no music expert here, but that's what I kind of get from her. Much more jazzy, and it just feels good to listen to. Not as repetitive as it kind of is in the original Persona 3. Let's see here. So this track is basically untouched, but again, because they swapped the singers, there's a different inflection in there. So like where Yumi Kawamura kind of go, yeah, Azumi Takahashi goes, yeah, kind of goes down an octave. Maybe I can actually like get it to that point. Just kind of. If you know the original, it's so different, but it still really works. Especially when you hear it for like the long period of time where you do, which is like during the Hierophant and Lover's full moon mission, and it lends itself really well. The singer lends herself really well to the track while still bringing her own style to it. And that's kind of a lot of these tracks for me, is that the new singer just puts a little bit of flair into the hit that only she could, but then still stays nice and close to the original. Speaking of, so if you remember this track, this is the second semester song for the school, and really, I wasn't exactly a fan of the song in the original Persona 3. It was alright, but that goes on for a bit too long in my opinion. While I do still feel that way in this version of the track, it makes up for it with its actual lyrics. Because in the original, they do bam bam ba da 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 da, but right there in this version of the song, if I can find it. They add lyrics to that part, and then Azumi Takahashi sings an actual verse instead of it just being like this French sample that they pulled from somewhere. And it's just it makes me like the song more because they actually like. It's not necessarily that they didn't put in effort before, but rather there's more effort put into making this as good as it can be, and it's really nice to hear. It's just really nice to hear. I don't think there's much else that's like really different. Oh yeah, this one. I will. This song has been like completely redone, and it's first of all you can already hear that Azumi Takahashi's version of "Burn My Dread" is, in my opinion, a little less impactful than Yumi Kawamoto's, but it's still really good. It fits in nicely with the other versions, so I'm very cool with it. But Lotus Juice completely changes the lyrics for this version. And it references the actual fight itself. It's not necessarily just like, like a final battle kind of rap that he kind of does. It's like legitimately this is the final battle. Like he's saying these things in the song. He references that spoilers I suppose. Skip ahead if you don't want to hear this. But the protagonist accepts his fate, and he's gonna take down Nyx to completely seal it, and he's gonna die in the process, but he's accepted that fact because now he has these experiences and his life is now full, and they put a lot of emphasis in this version of the song, and it's very nice. I really enjoy it. I think that's it relatively. I mean, unless we want to talk about, she does a stellar job here. Yeah, just the new singer does a great job, and thank God she does, because if she didn't, I'd be so sad, because Persona is all about the music, and you know what? I've gotten lost just listening to the game. It is completely incredible what they did with the soundtrack, with this game, in all honesty, and I'm not going to make any videos on it. This is a very personal experience for me. So, but I will certainly share my thoughts on the music, and it's really good. And you should, even if you don't have $70 to spend on the game, go do yourself a favor. Listen to the soundtrack. It's 60 songs. You could pick out the vocal ones if you want, and it's so good. It's such good music. Go listen to the original one too, because that one's also really good. Just listen to Persona music, man. Like, even if you don't play the games, because you're not a fan of JRPGs, I guarantee you'll like the music. You will love the music. I promise you. But I think that's gonna be it for this video. So stay tuned for another 3 weeks, I suppose, when I eventually get to that night 6 for FNaF 1 video. Then we'll move on to FNaF 2. We'll see what we can do there. It'll probably be the same thing. Night 1 and night 6, and night 1 through 5 and night 6. Night 6 will probably be separate, unless I somehow don't die for nights 1 through 5 again. And then once we get past FNaF 4, specifically the Halloween edition, I think we'll just play around with the Halloween edition of that of FNaF 4, not necessarily like go through it. But once we finish FNaF 4, then we get to go into book territory. We get to have book reviews. We get to have book club. It's gonna be so fun. I did just recently reread The Silver Eyes, so rereading it for the third time is gonna be a little weird, but it's fine. I might, and because we're gonna start The Silver Eyes there, I might do, like, after I finish a book, I'll start another book, and then regardless of like how far along we are in the actual series, that way I can get things out faster and we can do all that. But that's gonna be all for this little filler arc video, and I'll see you when Night 6 gets beaten, I suppose.